Hey guys, welcome to Pick My Brain. Today, I'm here with Garlen, my longtime friend and collaborator, and I'm Sophia Moore. So, who are you?
Well, I'd say most people know me as Garlen. Online is a different story, but here in Los Angeles, it's beautiful, clear skies, it's blue, you can see it, completely blue, no cloud. And I'm from Atlanta originally. I've been here for about 3 years now, and I've stumbled upon Sophia Moore here in the neighborhood we're currently sitting here. It's the Arts District, right next to downtown. And
Sitting at the Signal Shops,
shout out to Signal Shops. There's a
drinking a concierge.
beautiful community of people here: concierge, departamento, formas, same old, period correct, client agency, Simon Miller behind us now. Lots of really interesting people here now.
What do you like about this neighborhood?
I really like it for its walkability. I am a big walker. I like to go listen to music during the middle of the day, take a break, get some coffee, sit and people watch. There's lots of people that are doing different things in this neighborhood. They're either working, they're doing nothing for some reason, or have a lifestyle
That's how we know
allows
each other.
them. And just like Sophia says, like that's the origin of how we met as well. It's a coffee shop that before Signal Shops originally opened with concierge here, we would go to this place called Box, 2 X's, and that used to be such a hub for meeting people in person. Is my little third space, and it was just a place where I just kept meeting person after person, and it was really inspiring to get my feet on the ground here when I moved here. So how I met Sophia is the barista there, Jesus at the time, had invited me to a photo studio opening in the neighborhood. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
And I had just moved in like a month prior, so that was my studio opening, and yeah, there was about 50 people in there, and Will was one of the guys and came up, and I was just like, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, I didn't talk to a single person. I walked through the crowd of 50 people, and I was just looking for maybe a beverage, for something to hold and do something with my hands. And Sophia came up to me and said, who are you? And handed me a beer, and we've been friends and collaborators now since.
And then we kept showing up at the same coffee shop, and we were like, why aren't you at work?
on some timing like that, yeah.
So how did we start? How did we become collaborators from being friends? What was our first kind of thing that we worked on? Do you remember?
I'd say more it was centered around just being able to help with your events. In the past, used to run a creative agency with a friend of mine, Asher, in Atlanta, and it was an ultimate goal of ours there to open up a space that was like a shop as well as a creative production house for clothing and just art in general. And that didn't end up happening here, but I met Sophia, who was just doing it immediately after moving here pretty much.
It's because I didn't know anybody, so that was like the way that I decided I was gonna make friends, by posting things and trying to, rent out my studio and get bookings and, create like kind of a third space for other people in the neighborhood. And it was a great challenge, but it's really hard to live in a live-work studio. So.
Yeah, honestly, I had no idea that you even lived there before. I think maybe it took like a whole year before I'd even seen the little nook that your bedroom was in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it was there. It was just behind a curtain in the corner, and it was a whole photo studio. It's a giant cyc wall. It's completely white, barren, empty. Only one window that's in the alley, so there's no sunlight.
Great for photos.
Incredible for photos. But yeah, I was just helping out around with events. It was really exciting to see and know someone that was doing something like that so close by. I would not really want to be at home most of the time because I was just doing graphic design work and sitting at the computer for like 20 hours a day. And once I had the option to come and help with physical, tangible spaces with real people that do all sorts of different things that would come see Sophia, it was just easy to help. Whether it was doing a little signage for like how you get in the building and up to the space, whether it was like a bar menu.
That was cool. I feel like that was our first collab, was when I was like, can you make me some signs? Diane was doing a screening for this like series that she found as a DVD. There was like all of one director's work, so we wanted to go through the whole series. I can't remember who the first one was. Do you remember? The one that you made the signs for?
Spike Jonze.
Yeah, Spike Jones. That was cool. And yeah, so we just wanted to go through the whole series, and Will helped with the signage. But I specifically remember the first time I called you, and I was like, I don't know if I should like call him right now to help me with this, is when I started throwing water gun fights, because I had so much, it felt like I had so much time during the day when other people were at work, where I started throwing a water gun fight at one of the parks nearby. But I had to bring all my own water, so I brought these like 5-gallon jugs. I would fill them up in my sink, and then I would transport them in my car open. And
yeah, it's like the classic office water jug situation.
Coolers.
And we would bring like 5 of those out to the park, State Historic Park over here near Chinatown, and just see who showed up. And every single time there were different people, and every single time we would meet really interesting people that honestly made a really big impact of our lives. It was just off of 72 free water guns that you found at a prop house.
Yeah, it's like a prop house. It's like a recycling center, and they just had some set that had 72 water guns. They had this giant box.
It's from the Thai Water Festival that they do,
which is a real thing.
Annually. Yeah. And 72 water guns, and we just ran it.
It's like 80 degrees every day, so
2 p.m. on a Tuesday, see who's available.
And there was always at least a handful of people, different people every time. And we always did it during the week, just to see 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, just to see who has our. That's kind of our motto.
Let me see.
Let's just go see.
Yeah, we're both really curious people, so we just like to go on those little side quests. If someone tells us about something, we'll usually go, because you don't know what it leads to. You don't know who will be there. You don't know how your life will change if you just go out.
So true.
And combined with my mindset of just wanting to be out of the house a little bit more, is easy to go. It's just like,
it can
so
be really
curious.
easy to stay in your house in Los Angeles, because there's so many logistics that you have to deal with, like parking and traffic, and like you don't know what the vibe's gonna be, and like if you have a drink you can't drive. It's a lot of thought that has to be put into your excursions. So me putting something in this neighborhood that's super walkable, and like trying to gather the neighborhood resources and kind of like bring people together that lived here, and like we're trying to do something similar with their lives, where they don't want to live like a normal kind of conformed state of making money, and like trying to do business for yourself, and like kind of create these structures of like independent style of living. That's really important to me, and it's something that like I really strive for. But at the heart of that is having fun. So that's where, Will and I feel the same way. Let me speak for you. We feel the same way about that, and we try to have fun. And we have started a business together, bringing installations into real life through sets and we do a lot of sourcing, and we do custom builds on things. We make walls, we build giant, I can't leak anything, but
yeah, there's some things that are now. We're patiently waiting
on
for some
the
big
biggest projects of our lives, and we've been waiting for a whole year, a whole fucking year, and it's really exciting, I must say. Some of it's starting to kind of come out now, but we're stoked. My next question is, what is your favorite project we worked on?
So I'd kind of like to frame this into two parts, because there's projects that I enjoyed building, and then projects that I just enjoyed what the style we were able to incorporate into it, because we were able to make it more personal rather than just client work. And a lot of times we're building someone else's vision, but there's a rare occasion where we get to start it. We step into the art director bag and we really incorporate what we like. So I'd say that my favorite build that we've actually had, to start it off with that first part, was for a brand called Came Up in the Drought. We were tasked to build a bedroom. It was 3 wall flats, like a teenage little punk 90s bedroom for a setting of a Microsoft 98 MS Paint inspired mirror. So a handful to say all that, but Came Up in the Drought makes little pop culture things, and they really wanted this MS Paint mirror for
which really works with our style,
home decor,
nostalgic,
nostalgia, technology.
Will is our research guy, so he knows like period correct, kind of like, you know.
I just had to incorporate some little things, like for example in that I had to at 3 a.m. spray paint a trash can to make a physical version of the Windows 98 recycle bin.
It has to be the right color, the logo has to be right, and yeah, we had to like source all this like period correct technology, and that's something that we have to do often, is like make sure like I'll be the one who's like, oh yeah, that color's nice, and then he's like, no, like that's not right.
They would never have that color in the 80s, Sophia. Ever. But it's fun to incorporate those little details. So that's my favorite build. I didn't even get into why it was my favorite. It was in the middle of a dry lake bed called Lake Harper, which is way out in northeast Los Angeles area, or outside of Barstow,
Like 2 hours outside of LA.
I think used to be like a mining town, and yeah, so it was on a dry lake bed, almost looks like a desert, and you can see all the cracks in the mud, or it used to be mud, of the silt that was at the bottom of whatever lake was there.
We planned that whole shoot while we were on a short film in Seattle, so we fully sourced everything in Seattle and we flew it all back, and then we had someone, Tay, in town, you know, picking up everything for us. We had flats to build walls, and you know, she really held it down for us.
I even convinced a guy to print out posters. We were on the drive there. I think it's like 6 or 7 in the morning when we're driving there through a thick fog. I convinced this printer to drive out to the dry lake. Well, keep in mind we were like 20 minutes off road, so we weren't even close to a road.
You get to the dry lake bed and then you drive 30 minutes in, and
you have to take a specific route. Yeah. It's not even quicksand. They had fissures from earthquakes, so you just can fall in to the earth, and you have to take a specific route that's safe, and only one guy knows the route.
So nice.
So we were able to build a bedroom in the middle of a dry lake, and that was incredible. It was just really exciting, really cool build, and incorporated our style and our abilities. It just made me really confident after that build specifically in what we could do, because it's just the three of us, me, Sophia, and Tay, and we work together as a great team and just get it done silently while these guys sit around and go,
That's how it is sometimes, because you know the brand has a really specific direction, so we kind of just like have to think about what they want beforehand and make sure like all the boxes are checked, and that can be difficult.
Yeah.
What about the other? What is the other one?
So incorporating where we had a little more of our own art direction, I was really, really excited to do this project that isn't out, but I'll talk about it because it's been promised that it will be, because there's supposed to be more parts to it. It's supposed to be a 3-part series for our friend Jess, who is a dancer. And
Jess who?
Jess who?
Jess who? Who is a dancer?
Mm-hmm.
True.
And the project was called Mycelium, and we were able to build a full laboratory on a dark sound stage to make it void-like. So it's like this clean, crispy chrome lab with all of these really freaky mushroom-based tests on the tables with cool, interesting like technology where all the screens worked, and we were able to incorporate different monitors showing different displays. Just they're testing something on mushrooms being called mycelium. But that was a really thoughtful set, and I just really was happy with how that came together with all of the micro details, because that's what I enjoy most, because I have a UX design core, and that led me to do more graphic design and websites later on. I just really love those micro details. That's what really builds a world for me, because something can just feel like a set.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to like make it really feel lived in. You almost have to do the experiments yourself. Like if you want to make like a fake mushroom testing lab, you have to start doing tests on mushrooms yourself. And we did that. We did that. We were able to do like weird food coloring mixtures, started getting into like dry ice to make things bubble, and it started getting really experimental with just how we even prepared some of the beakers of things.
Totally.
I remember going to the store and buying every type of mushroom that I could. And
which is nice that we're
awesome.
by Little Tokyo, because you can get every type of mushroom. That's the thing about LA that I love, is you can find, not everyone, we can find anything.
We just have done our time searching for things, and luckily enough, especially Sophia is the person you call if you need to find something here. It's like,
could you talk a little bit more about our like dynamic? Like, what are the things that you do versus the things that I do?
yeah, so I'd say at least how we've kind of like created our dynamic is you're very much so a great project manager. You're really good at coordination between people, objects, timing, just really coordinating the pieces to come together. And I feel like that's really where your bag is most. I know that you are not always a producer, but you have been in the past. But it really shows when you have that creative production mindset. I just think that's what you do.
Thank you.
And you just make these things happen for people that they don't even understand how to make, or they don't understand how insane their ask is sometimes, because they don't know what it takes to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Totally.
And I'd say for me, at least in the team dynamic, I've been able to like incorporate a lot of like art direction, and I think we've gone more into that realm where I kind of started more as like a set dresser, just being with you, and I guess even the sets we were on originally were more set decoration. It's not really always a thing where you're like building a world. It's making a set.
You build a world through objects. That's
Yeah.
what we strive for.
So I'd say I have been able to kind of find my way more into that art direction of just looking out for like how we're styling, what it looks like, the composition of a shot even. It's like I really love staring at those monitors and being like, that soap that's bright orange in the background,
It's gotta go.
it needs to fly out. You gotta get rid of it right now. So it's like micro details like that again.
I
But
think that you have a really strong aesthetic too in like sci-fi and
Yeah.
also like any type of technology, which kind of leads me to what are we gonna do next?
Well, that's the second part of that question is because I have a diet background in furniture design. I used to just like building things, and in Atlanta, going back to that creative agency that I was running there, I was really just experimenting with different approaches of showcasing our vision, and this is before I met you even, but I'm able to start incorporating that mindset of something that was so long ago at this point. It was a different lifetime, I say, when I was in Atlanta still, and we're really striving towards something that's just experimental. We want to really showcase that playfulness as well as that we both have, and incorporate a design style that people can interact with, and it really becomes a brand.
For me, that's through products.
Yeah.
And through inventions that have yet to be thought of yet that
Yeah.
we will make.
Like, we do the sets, it's one thing, but we really want something for people to interact with, something that they can have at home. We've been able to collect some things from our sets, and it's been really interesting to kind of ideate the idea of like a mini museum of things that we have on sets. And what I want to start incorporating are things that we've made. So whether that be like an ashtray, like a hair clip, like clothing, we want to make like work uniforms, because I ran out of usable pants, like cargo pants to have on sets. They're all covered in paint or like ripped down the middle, because like, for example, in Seattle, that short film that you mentioned, I was standing in the rain one day. It's Seattle, and I'm in the woods. I'm building a underground boxing ring with 2 PAs that I've never met before, and I'm picking up some really wet plywood, and my pants just decide to completely split down the middle all the way around. Like, now they're just 2 legs. They're leg warmers, and I'm in the rain with a U-Haul in the woods with 2 people that I don't know very well. So, you know, just making those uniforms. I want to make some durable products for myself.
It's so true. I feel like there's like, things aren't made to last anymore.
Yeah.
And also people aren't really thinking outside the box like they used to. And I think those are 2 things that we really want to challenge and like make it really engaging and touch some grass. You know?
Yeah, I'd say that touching grass part is really under our perception of whimsy. Like Sophia said earlier, that's just, we started even collaborating, I guess, even through a water gun fight. It's just funny to see like how that comes to be whimsical and playful, and people don't have access to things like that. We talk about third spaces, but right now you go to like a coffee shop, a bar, like very serious places. I guess you could go to like a pool house and play games, but it's still like under the pretense of paying for drinks and things like that, or paying for the pool even. It's like you just need to have more fun. and that childlike whimsy is something that I really want to promote to more people, because a lot of people here are way too serious about what they're doing, and
we're serious about
we're professional.
Yeah.
One question that I had written down for you though is just, I wanted to ask you what about set design and leading towards what we're working towards as well. What about building physical things is so fulfilling to you?
I think it's like, my thing is, I've always been executing ideas. That's something that I've done in the past through opening bars and having my studio. Having an idea that you can just like create in real life and have people interact with, those are the kinds of spaces that I'm interested in. But the set design for me is like doing a magic trick, because we set up these sets in like a single day or a couple days. You know, it's there for like a 12-hour shoot or more, and we're maintaining it. It's like our baby. We're like, we you know, we don't sleep. We pour our lives into this. We don't talk to anybody else for like days.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Before and after.
Yeah, and then after it's just crash. I'm dealing with that right now, actually. And then we have days like this. But I think it's the magic of having an idea, building something, and then taking it down. So you can't really, it only exists in photo. But I think that's something that like we want to change by like building more permanent spaces eventually.
I'd love to, we've talked about it before, I think the idea of building something that can be reassembled too, that, you know, if you...
Like Lego.
Yeah, like Lego. We built a 10-foot Lego spaceship for Pharrell for his release event for Piece by Piece, excuse me.
That was crazy.
That was an insane build, like 72 hours.
We didn't sleep for 3 days. We were there on location.
And you know, you could talk about like the legality of that, or whether or not that's right or not.
That's immediately what I thought of.
But like, we had to get it done. There's no other option, and it's kind of funny being in that position sometimes where it's really on you, and
we care so much that like we want to see the fullest potential of the things that we're making and building, and like that's something that we're really committed to.
Plus, you never know with these like ad agencies or creative firms that are in charge of some of these really high-end projects. They might just pull it at any time, and you might have been working on it for 72 hours straight, but they don't care. It's not up to their vision. They never see what it looks like, though.
They don't know what went into it, so they're just like...
No. That they also can't see what it will look like in 72 hours. They want you to basically show them how it's gonna look before you have anything of it. It's always like a living build. You just figure it out, and sometimes that's really hard to explain with people.
My last question. Do you have another question?
Go ahead.
Another pressing question?
Go ahead.
My last question is, who was your first cartoon crush?
My first cartoon crush. I'd probably say it was like Kim Possible.
Oh yeah.
I was just really into that universe, the whole spy situation. Oh, also not into Totally Spies, great show. But I was just really interested in...
I'm literally dressed like Kim Possible.
Kim's right here.
That's awesome.
And
you look wrong today.
I need the naked mole rat on my shoulder. Be pretty solid. But how about you?
Mine was probably, and I just recently rewatched this, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What's his wife's name? With the red hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember.
I don't recall her
now,
name.
but that movie's so insane because it the story behind it is about like Ford Motors killing all of the projects that were for transportation around Los Angeles, which is something that we're dealing with always, but like specifically right now because the Olympics are coming and people are like, what are we gonna do like with transportation? And it's fascinating. You should rewatch that.
I would like that. Yeah, they're setting up a bunch of trains here in the city, but we'll see what it comes to, because by 2028 it's supposed to be a different city, or so they say. But it's quite interesting to just see.
My other crush was probably Kim Possible. I loved her.
Yeah.
Boss.
And what's the name of her nemesis too?
Oh yeah.
I think all those characters with kind of like a dark black hair.
An emo baddie.
Like it's kind of funny to see later on in life how I have like a type because of cartoons, and it was because of that. It's just very specific. They trained me to be this way. Just my final question, slide it in really quick.
Yeah, slide it
I'm
in.
really excited about the future, and we're talking about that, about Los Angeles and what we're doing. I think the next few years are going to look very different. Next year is the World Cup. 2 years from then is the Olympics. Los Angeles is supposed to be this growing city, even though there's been so many people that are from here for so long and so many people that came and left who didn't make it because they were chasing things they weren't supposed to in Los Angeles. But with all this growth mindset and the hopefulness that I have, at least, are there kinds of artists, are there any artists in mind or types of organizations that you'd really like to start collaborating with on physical spaces in the future? What do you think Los Angeles could use?
Well, personally, not Los Angeles. Personally, the collaborations that I want to do is I'm really interested in getting more into toys and like kind of using more organic materials to make toys and also make our own experiments. I think it would be really fun to work with companies like Mattel or, Lego, just like do some like really interesting engineering for those types of companies and like do more engaging, more playful. Like I'm interested in doing like stuff with, the youths, try to be like an impactful role model for people and like what they can actually do with their lives. For the city of Los Angeles, I think we need more togetherness in a way that is light. I feel like this year has been really difficult for our city, and it was tough. We had the fires, we had the ice raids. It's just been tough, and it's really present in morale here. I feel like the summer didn't really feel very bright in the same way, even though like the sky always looks bright. And yeah, I think we just need more lightness and more fun because LA is kind of based on those principles. In general, relaxing and being by the beach and kind of that SoCal chillness, but there's not as much happiness and lightness as I would like to see, and I think that's because of the history, and there's a lot of things changing in Hollywood right now, a lot of overturning, and people are really scared of AI, but I think that we still have a shot, and I'm really excited to be a part of that.
I really like that word, just the light of it. Just kind of talking about our whimsy, playfulness, as well as just, I don't know, the hopefulness of what you can really do, the togetherness. 'Cause people coming together is really what makes it feel like a community, and it's so hard to find that here. Everyone's so on the internet and like I said earlier, chasing things that they came here to seek. And
well, you said things they're not supposed to be at, which is
yeah. Well, there's a lot of dark things in Los Angeles, of course, to balance out that light. It's like a lot of people think they got to do the Hollywood thing, but you can come.
There's a lot of really cool underground things going on. A lot of people that are nobodies that are like doing really cool shit.
Yeah,
that are growing and doing amazing things. So people don't care about that as much, but the right people do.
We're finding them rapidly.
We find them all the time.
So this is the start of our series. Pick your brain.
Yep. Gonna do more interviews and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Let's go see. Cheers.
Well, thank you for meeting with me today, Sophia.
Thank you.
We're here at the Signal Shops Arts District. It's Friday. It's 3 p.m. It's beautiful. Clearest sky. That's a reflection off the window. But
thank you, Will.
thank you, Sophia.